Annual Founders Day meeting. For our Zoom members, we're happy to see you can join us. Please remember to mute yourself and submit any questions or comments via chat, or unmute yourself and then let us hear from you. Thanks to Greg Anderson for serving as our host and greeter today, temperature taker. Yeah. And then our pledge and invocation will be delivered by Michelle Khalil. Michelle?
Good afternoon, everyone. Would bow your head, please. Lord, we are thankful for the day that we have been given, for its blessings, its opportunities, and its challenges. May we appreciate and use each day that comes to us. We pray for strength and guidance for each day as it comes, for each day's duties and for each day's problems. May we be challenged to give our best always, and let us continue to strive to make a better world. Amen.
Amen.
If you would join me in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thanks, Michelle.
Christy King, you're joining us today. Could you give us a Family of Rotary update, please?
Yes, thanks, President Tom. No birthdays this week, but we have one anniversary. Larry Cavallero and his wife Rose are celebrating 62 years on January 31st. And Larry's on Zoom, so you can wish him via Zoom a happy anniversary.
Yeah. How do you do it, Larry?
Go back to 20 years.
Yeah. Larry's not going to share his secrets with us today. Thank you, Michelle. Sorry, Christy. Wrong name. Sorry, Michelle. I also want to announce to everyone that our member Emery Ware's father passed away in North Carolina. So please keep him in your thoughts and prayers, as the club will as well. Do we have is Steve Madden joining us today? Patty, is Steve up there? Anybody seen Steve? No. Hey, we've got a volunteer out there for an oratory update, like a Dinkins or a Lisa Marie, or somebody want to like snap on that? Yeah, I know.
I did it last time.
Hey, Mike, can you flip that? Or you want to come up? Good.
Oh,
yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Well,
Surprise.
surprise. Everything's going great with the oratory. We've had our first contest. So we have one finalist so far. That's a student from Wolfson. If anybody went to Wolfson, you can, cheer them on, I guess. We have three contestants. Our next competition is Orange Park. We're going to have 5 contestants in Orange Park, and that's next Tuesday. If you haven't joined the dinner club, please get hold of Steve to do so, or Patty. Just tell Patty that you want to be in the dinner club, and she'll get you signed up. And can't think of anything else right now. I think that's about it, Mr. President.
We just wanted to hear about the that first WestJax. Thanks,
Thank
Dinkins.
you.
All right, so it's my obligatory mentioning of all future meeting dates are posted on DACDB. It's very important that you RSVP for anything that you may want to attend, so that we know you're coming and that we can make necessary plans, especially as that relates to food. So also too, I wanted to give you an update that a member Ken Flotman has joined the Dallas-based firm Johnston Clem Gifford as of counsel, as he continues to do his contract COVID work with AstraZeneca. Ken has been working on the vaccine and related government contracts since last fall. We're very pleased that he'll remain working remotely in the Jacksonville area, and that's a big congratulations for Ken. I don't know if he's tuning in. And several of us joined together on Saturday for the Rotaract 5K walk, and I think that we have Lacey with us today. There you are, Lacey. Hey, could you unmute yourself and share with us a little bit about how all of that's going?
Yeah, so this is the week to do your 5K if you guys weren't able to go out to the beach on Saturday to join everyone else to do your walk. Like I said, this is the week to do it. It's running through this Saturday, through this Sunday. So we are still raising funds through the end of the month. We are almost to where we can furnish 3 rooms at Southjax Village. So we are doing really well. We've almost exceeded our goal of what we had set. So we had set a lofty goal and we've almost met it and exceeded it. So we are really happy with how we are doing. Mike Dara has your guys' race bags. He should have them there with him today. They are sorted by size. So make sure if you signed up, you get your bag. It has your t-shirt and everything in it for you there. If you have any questions or you don't know what size you signed up for your t-shirt, he has a list with everything printed out for you there, and I can help. If you have any questions, just let me know with t-shirt sizes or anything like that. But no, thank you guys again so much for all of your help and your support. We really appreciate it. If anyone still wants to sign up, there's still time. We have a few t-shirts left, so just let us know. And like I said, again, thank you guys so much for all of your support. We really do appreciate it. And we're really happy to be able to support Southjax Village and help them furnish the rooms. Like I said, we set a really lofty goal at the beginning of all of this with COVID. We were upset that we weren't able to hold our gala. We look forward to it every time we have it. So we were looking for a unique way to be able to support a local charity. And this was a fun way to get out and help support our community. And we're happy that we were able to meet our goal and help support Southjax Village and furnish the rooms at Southjax. And we're really hoping that we're able to meet and support and furnish those 3 rooms there. So thank you guys again.
Julia is up there.
Great. Thank you, Lacey, very much. Julia, you probably thought you were going to get out of having to say anything, but no, you're not. So is there anything that Lacey might have missed? I don't think she did, except she wasn't there Saturday and you were there with your family. So how did that go, Julia?
It went very well. I think everyone had a great time. We, walked the beach and got our miles in, and with some Rotarians, some future Rotarians, who people joined. It was a great time. Very, very nice, safe, socially distant event. Oh, here they come, my people. That's Alice and Laura, and Alice is wearing, some gear courtesy of Mike Dara. And yeah, it was a great event. And like Lacey probably mentioned, you guys can do this individually on your own, send in photos. Everything's kind of going on this week, and we'll be sharing everyone's photos rolling through. So had a great and there's my little hat. That was a gift before she was born, little future Rotarian hat. So yeah, please join in. Southjax is an amazing cause and really needed right about now as far as support. So I'd love to have you on board. And like Lacey said, we've already done great things with your help.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'll have to say, so my grown kids and their significant others participated as well remotely from out of state, et cetera. And their first response was, where's that little pink Rotary beanie swag available? So, yeah. Well, I don't know if I can pull that one off. I don't know. All right, great. So now, as is our Founders Day tradition, Past President Harlan Bost will present our Good Government Award. Harlan. Long way up.
Yes, sir. From the cheap seat, yeah. So I just want to say it's really not fair to follow cute children's pictures. Thanks for setting me up. But seriously, it is my privilege to present this year's Good Government Award. To tell you how this started, it was this award recipient was selected by the awards committee chaired by past President Alan Clark, past President Robert Harris, and joined by George Armstrong and John Pope. This award, the Good Government Award, is given to an individual who demonstrate superior performance in job responsibility, contribution to the community as a public servant and citizen, and adherence to the four-way test of Rotary. And this year's recipient is Matt Carlucci. I think most of you know Matt, but I want to read a little bit from his bio before he comes up and we present him the award. Now, Matt has got a fairly substantial bio that's intimidating for an underachiever like myself. But I've selected a few of the highlights that sort of demonstrates why he was selected for this award. Matt is the founder and owner of Matthew F. Carlucci Insurance Agency. He's been a 40-year State Farm veteran. He graduated from the University of North Florida with a Bachelor of Arts in Education and was awarded the Alumnus of the Year Award in 1987. Matt previously served 3 terms on the Jacksonville City Council, including president in 2001 and 2002. He authored and successfully championed the 1992 legislation that created the Jacksonville Ethics Commission. As council president, Matt was awarded the Jacksonville Historical Society's Preservation Milestone Award for saving the Laura Street Trio. In 2012, Matt was appointed by Governor Rick Scott to the Florida Commission on Ethics from 2012 to 2017, and he served as chairman the last 2 years on that commission. As a current at-large council member, Matt is chair of the Finance Committee, and he's also a member of several other important committees as well. He's a Jacksonville native. He and his wife, Karen, of 41 years, are longtime residents in the San Marco neighborhood. Karen and Matt are the proud parents of 2 grown sons and super proud parents, the grandparents of 4. Super proud on the grandkids and proud of I got that. His hobbies include doing anything with his family, reading presidential biographies, and fishing. And the entire family are members of the South Point Community Church. So I think you can see we picked a wonderful recipient for this year's award. And please join me in welcoming Matt to the podium.
I'm in insurance and I'm about.
I know, we curled that for you.
Probably no risk. Okay, yeah. Put a hand on it. Okay. Okay. Boy. Thank you very much. I would, it'd be like sin if I didn't.
It would probably be hard. Well,
Yeah, like trying to ask a politician or preacher, they want to say a few words and then turn it down. No, really, the one reason I did want to get up and speak and say is obviously to say thank you. The Rotary Club is the gold standard of clubs, and if that was my daddy's view, and that's my view. And I know so many people here. I can go around and just and then you really would want me out of here. I can tell stories about a lot of these folks there.
No, not that.
Yeah, especially anyway. But I do want to say, I do want to recognize one person that talk about following up the children. Now, see, I had to follow up the shoes of Greg Anderson in the back there because he was actually the councilman who was term limited, and he worked very nicely with our family as we transitioned into. And I call Greg every now and then. I say, okay, tell me the truth, but you know, if it's tough, let me down slow and easy. But no, he's been a real friend, and I did want to point that out.
And I hope to see Greg back in public service again sometime soon. He already is public service, but I would, anyway, he'll figure that out, but I certainly would support whatever he tries to do. And Mr. Langley is, you know, there's just so many people here that I know and I love. And so I thank you, and that's why I had to get up and say that. Love the four-way test. I forgot to bring my ruler from the Rotary Club I went to years ago. It's a gold ruler. It's got the, and I keep it because it's got the four-way test. Every now and then I pull that ruler out. I really do, to make sure that I feel like I'm doing the right thing about something. So God bless y'all, and thank you. This is one of the nicest honors I've ever had. I truly mean that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you, Tom.
So,
Don't say any stories about me.
no, I was like, yeah, right, I know, yeah. No, your secrets are safe with me. So, do we have Leslie Red today? Is Leslie with us today?
Yes, I am.
Good. Hey, Leslie, would you like to introduce our visitors and guests?
I would love to.
All right.
B has a guest. Could you introduce your guest for us, B?
Yeah, my guest today is Aaron Kruger. You probably recognize him. He was one of our servers at River City Brewery. And on the last day, when he was leaving, he was telling me how he was starting his own company and all the new initiatives that he was getting ready to do. And I told him, when you're ready to consider Rotary as the owner of your new company, please give me a call. I'd love for you to be our guest. And he just contacted me about a week ago. And the name of his company is A&M Starter. Aaron Streeter.
Thank you and welcome. Robert Harris, do you have a guest today?
I do, thank you. I have as my guest, Sherry Newhouse, who I've done for 70 years with my sister. Dad's side is University of Florida grad, or excuse me, University of Georgia graduate. And the best part of her story is she's got the best job in the world. She retired about 3 months ago.
Thank you and welcome. Do we have any other guests? Any visiting Rotarians as well?
I think we do not.
No?
No.
All right. Well, do we have music today?
Thank you, Leslie.
Again, we sound wonderful.
Yeah, I know. Thanks to Mike. Thank you, Mike. I know. Yeah, the acapella is just never a big. No, it's not pretty. It is not pretty. All right, President-elect Richard Dow, come up and begin our program.
The annual presentation recounting the history of Rotary begins. I'd just like to say, as we begin our slideshow and narration, that this is an annual presentation and grows in stature each year, just like re-releases of Gone with the Wind and Star Wars. As well, with each repetition, people notice more and more hidden gems. Please join me this year in trying to spot the head of George Washington and the cow. All right. Are we ready? On September 13th, 1954, the matter of a second Rotary Club in Jacksonville came up for discussion. There was not universal agreement on the matter, but there was universal agreement that any action should be deferred for at least another month. Nice to know, some things never change. 4 weeks later, the Rotary Club of Jacksonville, today's downtown club, went behind closed doors to debate the need for a second Rotary Club in the city. While the debate was said to be spirited, it resulted in a proposal on the table to, and I quote, cede that portion of the city and tributary territory lying south of the St. Johns River to a Rotary Club of South Jacksonville. However, the club reserved the right to admit members from that territory whose business, executive duties, or professional activities are wide in scope and without affecting the status of any present member of the club, end of quote. So the Rotary Club of South Jacksonville was formed on a vote to 126 to 62, which reached the requisite 2/3 vote needed to change the original Rotary Club of Jacksonville charter. Much work was necessary before the Rotary Club of South Jacksonville came into being, with the granting of its charter on January 27, 1955. The district governor requested Frank Sherman to survey South Jacksonville and submit a confidential report on good and eligible prospects of different business and professional classifications. The report was completed and turned in with favorable recommendations. At the request of past president of Rotary International, Ken Guernsey, a handful of prospective members met with him for a preliminary indoctrination. This resulted in our 26th charter member club, founded in 1955. The charter ceremony was a memorable one. Members of the South Jacksonville Club and their wives were seated at tables in the center of the ballroom of the Hotel George Washington, with over 600 Rotarians and spouses from Jacksonville and 14 other host clubs filling the room. President of Rotary International, Herb Taylor, author of the four-way test, gave a truly inspirational talk and presented the charter to Frank Sherman. The Hotel George Washington on the corner of Adams and Julia Streets was a 15-story luxury hotel that was in operation from 1926 to 1971. In its later years, it was one of only 2 luxury hotels in the downtown area. By the 1960s, it was the only 5-star hotel in the area after the demise of the Hotel Roosevelt. There's our past president, Frank Sherman, in the center of the front row, along with the original charter officers and directors. Our past meeting locations include Green Turtle, Vale Steakhouse, yes, Bally's. I thought I'd do that, and I did. Crown Plaza Hotel, Radisson Wyndham Hotel, River City Brewing Company, yes, and Southside Baptist Church. Rotary Club of South Jacksonville has sponsored and assisted in founding the Rotary Club of Mandarin in 1975, the Rotary Club of South Point in 1999, the Rotary Club of San Jose in 2003, the Rotary Club of San Marco in 2008, the Bishop Kenny Interact Club, and the Rotaract Club of Florida's First Coast in 1990. Executive secretaries. We've had the privilege of working with 4 executive secretaries since being formed, including our own Patty Chapman, who has been with us since 1995. Before 1973, all business and financial matters were handled by club members. Now we're thankful to be secretary treasurers in name only. Thank you, Patty. Various Rotary Club of South Jacksonville fun facts. Rotary International founder Paul Harris died on January 27th, 1947, exactly 8 years prior to the chartering of our club. Our banner design was adopted in 1976. We planted the palm trees around the treaty oak in 1995. For the first 10 years of the club, members smoked and drank during the meeting. Okay, fine. Here we go. First animal brought into the club, Cody Skinner brought a cow to a meeting.
I remember that.
As I was reading this over, I was curious to the classification, but no. Club members were asked to bring their top employee to a club meeting. The longest family membership in our club is the Langley family, with 3 generations. The Langley family had 5 active members in the club at the same time, and the Morales family had 4. Casey Martin and Bill Langley are the last remaining connections to our club founders. Okay. Member Fritz Sheffield donated 900 acres to the University of Florida for the law program. Member Marcus Drua, Jacksonville's healthcare CEO, established one of Jacksonville's most profitable hospital gift shops in the city. Items range from $1 to over $50,000. A gift shop with a hospital attached. The all-time board member, the club member who served on the board of directors continuously for over 25 years was Bob Massey Sr. Bob was club parliamentarian, and his son Bob Massey has served the same. Rotary was all male until the early 1990s. Spouses of Rotarians were known as Rotary Anns. There was an active organization of Rotary Anns called the Inner Wheel. The first female member of our club was Julie Catlin. Until 1995, the gear was printed on high-quality paper and mailed to every club member and a few former members. Every gear had to be typeset and printed on a printing press. Thank you, Jerry Hanks. 6 district governors from our club are Bob Langley Sr., Gus Johnson, Ed Nelson, Bob Langley III, Paul Morey, and Mike Darrow. Barry Covington, Dinkins Grange, Hobie Juiced, Gary Wilkinson, I did that wrong, I know, Bob Massey, Rick Morales, Tom Rainey, Cody Skinner, Richard Miller, and Bill Langley are all sons of Rotarians who were members of our club. Gary, Hobie, and President Tom, as well as their fathers, were presidents of our club. Jason Burnett, John Callender, and Vicki Lynn Gloger, all past presidents of our club, were Rotary Ambassadorial Scholars. Patty Chapman has been our executive secretary for over 25 years. George Linville was a club member who wore a red jacket to every single meeting. Club member Stephen Wilson's uncle was the mastermind behind the atom bomb. The first decade of club presidents: Frank Sherman, George Martin, E. Robert Langley, A. Mackenzie Manson, Harold Clark, J. Ed Abercrombie, Stephen Helmuth, Henry Cordes Skinner, James Windsor Taylor, and Paul Morey. Our Plumline Committee past club presidents are, as you can see. Just take a minute to look that over. An excerpt from a letter to the Rotary Club of South Jacksonville from the late Dr. Paul Morey, written circa 1965, and I quote, "A little known fact about Rotary in South Jacksonville has often been related and Larry Payne, one of the club's founders, at our fireside meetings in which the background of Rotary is presented to new Rotarians and their Rotarians. This is the interesting story of how Rotary perhaps really started in Jacksonville. Paul Harris lived in this community for several years just before moving to Chicago. As Larry relates it, when Paul arrived in Chicago, he missed the fellowship which he had enjoyed in Jacksonville, and this motivated him to form Rotary. In the same letter, Paul writes, "Some Rotarians initially expressed concern for their ability to contribute the time necessary for regular meeting attendance and other Rotary activities. But almost invariably, as they grow in Rotary, they become deeply involved because, after all, anything which one really enjoys does not seem like work. The spirit of Rotary is a thing which gradually evolves in each member, depending on strength and vitality of their club and their interest in serving others. Rotary recognizes that life's great satisfaction comes in dedication to service. This statement is as true today as it was in 1965. Today, we celebrate the founding of our club and honor all former and current club Rotarians. Their dedication and hard work will ensure that the Rotary Club of South Jacksonville will always be one of the truly great clubs in all of Rotary. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions for Richard?
What?
Question?
You didn't tell me.
Yes, Marielle.
Where's Marielle? There she is.
So, I so despise Mythbusters. When I read the Rotary Pub earlier this week, and I found out that Frank Sherman was not the creator behind the Rotary song, I felt so
Yes, but I'm happy that you're reading the gear. Thank you, Marielle. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, no. Oh my gosh. Past President Garrett, yes.
So, our past president, Robert Meek, used to say that that was our club's greatest myth. For those of you who were in the club when Frank was in the club, he absolutely adored that song. And he sat at the head and long after he retired. And George wore the red coat, Frank wore a yellow coat, for those you may remember. And he led the singing. And I still, to this day, when we finish singing it, I say, hey, give him a hand. Because Frank would stand up and remind everybody and say, hey, give him a hand. And everybody would clap. The song was written by a guy. And he was known as Sam.
Can you step forward so the Zoom folks can hear you?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you come up here and then talk? Yeah, all right. Just anywhere, just tango your feet up in that so you'll be just like when we had Frank Sherman. Frank Sherman.
So Frank Sherman. So anyway, Frank wore a yellow coat, George Limbaugh wore a red coat, and Frank sat at the head table and he sat just to the right of the podium. And he always led the song. And when he finished, you know, he'd say, give him a hand, and everybody would clap. But the song was written by a guy named Sam Rosenthal. And he was known as Singing Sam. And that was back in the days when my dad was in the club. And they had a Rotary songbook. And if you go to some of the district things, I think they still have it. And they sang songs every meeting. And that's where the song originated. So it actually started in 1972, the year my dad was president. And so true story. When I was president, there were a couple of members who came up to me and said, you got to get rid of that song. We're tired of it. It's embarrassing. Let's get rid of it. And my response was 5 words, not on my watch. My dad loved that song. I knew that song when I was a little boy, and we used to sing it just to annoy him sometimes. So that is the history of the Rotary song. It was written by Sam Rosenthal, but it was Frank's big baby.
Can you show them that when Frank was always up on that 2 to 3 foot high podium, or dais, what he did with the cord with his foot. He'd get up.
Remember that.
Oh,
I think
he'd
Mike-
get up.
I think Mike needs to do it.
I'll show you real quickly. He'd get up, he'd start singing it, and those of you who can, oh, you're looking down. By the time he finished, the cord was wrapped around his feet. Frank is 95 years old, and we're all just kind of going, Frank, Frank, Frank. But, and then he'd back toward the back, and we never lost him over the side. That was it.
Gary thought Mike was going to ask him for a solo, didn't he? That's okay.
The second
I'd have
verse.
saved you on that. Past President Lee, yes.
Another piece of trivia, Mac Jones, the kid that was so successful for Alabama, his mother's a Skinner.
Oh.
And he's basically went to bowls, and he's got a lot of local connections.
So Mac Jones, his mother's a
His
Skinner.
dad is trustee with the bankruptcy court here.
Okay.
There we go. Anybody
Back
have any
to
fun
you.
facts for us? Thanks for getting us started, Mary Alice. Who knew? What you weren't even a shill in the crowd, which is what I usually have going on. So unprompted. Great, great, great. Okay. Well, again, thank you, Richard. I hope everyone learned a lot about, our club has a very rich and compelling history, and it's important for us to remember that every year, which is why we're here. And now that we've heard so much about our founder, it's my honor and privilege to announce our winner of the Frank Sherman Service Above Self Award. Before I do that, I'd like to offer my thanks, as Harlan did, to Past President Alan Clark and our awards committee. This wasn't an easy selection process for the Good Government Award and the Frank Sherman. We had several qualified candidates, and the committee really took their job seriously. So the following policy has been adopted by the board in 1996 as a way to define the criteria used to determine who can qualify for the Frank Sherman Award each year. This award was established in honor of our charter president and sponsored by the American National Bank. It is an annual award given to a Rotarian in the greater Jacksonville area who has demonstrated service to Rotary as well as service to his or her business or profession and the community. They are selected by a committee appointed by the club president and approved by the board. This award is to be presented at the January meeting celebrating Founders Day. Our winner is extremely well qualified and deserving of this award. Serving as president, board member, and holding all top officer positions in our club, past president B4, was one of the most Hi, B.
Oh my God, this is the second time you've done this to me.
Surprised you?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Laura to thank for that, for squirreling you in and everything.
I
going
know, I
down
know.
there. I know, right?
Well, and Aaron.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So now you get to stand up here while I finish your little bit of a extensive CV. I know, right? So past president B4 was one of the most successful IT director managers at JEA for over 20 years. B has been active for many years in the Rotary Youth Exchange, not only hosting youth, but also visiting them in their homes afterward while traveling abroad. She was instrumental in raising money and promoting donations for food banks, our oratory contest, elementary school projects, and other charity events. B's year as club president was during one of the most challenging times the world has ever known with the worldwide pandemic. Bee also lost her husband and our friend Peter during her year. Despite all of these challenges, Bee performed her duties in such an outstanding fashion and was the perfect model of service above self. She is currently serving as the Rotary International and District Rotary Chair for awards. Please join me in officially congratulating our 2021 Frank Sherman Service Above Self Award winner, past president, B4.
In life, I have always said, or most of the time I say, God watches out for me when I don't know that I need watching out for. And the day that James Chancellor asked me to come to Rotary was a day that God was watching out for me when I didn't know that I needed watching out for. And I can't tell you how grateful I am to have Rotary as my family. And thank you from the bottom of my heart.
It is our pleasure. We would be a different club without you. Okay, so we have time for some fun. Even more fun than you've already been having, if that's possible. I know. We have time for some fun with our club history, and by history, I mean ancient history. Can anyone recognize any of these historical photos?
Very Covington.
Yeah.
Watch your tongue. Watch your tongue now.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mary.
Oh, he hadn't changed.
He hadn't changed.
Oh,
I know. How about that?
yeah.
I won't give you these dates as they go by.
Yeah.
That's the most amazing one. I know. Who is that?
Oh. Marcus. Is it?
It is.
Oh, yeah. It is. All right.
Oh, Mike, you're good.
Holy cow, she came in the same time as me. She did not look at it. She always had that.
Whoa. Pay attention.
Oh, oh. Oh.
I heard somebody say that. Who said that?
Yeah.
Ted.
Yeah. Oh, big. All right.
Pretty good.
Yeah, you gave the name away.
Mary Alice. Yeah, there's a hard one. Ooh. Huh. Here's your hint.
Oh.
Yeah, Warner Webb. Another hard.
Is it we? William.
William Harrell. Ugh, scary business. Yeah.
Oh, Alan.
Alan.
Oh, wow. Al Shelley. Yeah. Man, real good.
Gary, how long have you been in this club?
Long time. All right, nobody will get it.
I can't see it.
Even if you could see it, you'd never get it.
Looks like 60 years.
I know.
76.
All right, let's go. 1976. Whoa.
Oh.
Good job.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Who's that?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was that-
Patty, is that Ruth? Hey, Bill, is that your dad?
That's my uncle.
Your uncle? Yeah.
That's Firefly.
That's George Linville there to the far left. I don't see a red jacket.
No.
That's
Aboard
right.
the USS America, 1977.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have the red jacket on.
It
So
wasn't a
somebody
meeting.
lied to us earlier.
No, 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 it wasn't at a meeting.
He couldn't wear a regular military.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. That's right. Frank Sherman.
Okay.
That's it. I want everyone to, we need a round of applause for past President Bill Langley, because I certainly didn't do this.
I see a baby photo of it.
I did, yeah.
Well, that was
Right, we gotta, I think our wives have it. I don't know. I don't even know how any of that happened. Usually being a president is a pleasure. I can just say what I want and it happens, but I think we were just sort of operating out of the realm of like the, guidelines that were explained to me. Yeah, right. So yes, you have more to look forward to next year. See, who knew Founders Day could be so much fun, right? Yeah. Please be sure to RSVP for each meeting going forward. Just like I tell you every week, it's very important. We have a lot of people here. We're happy everyone is here. But had you not RSVP'd, then that wouldn't have been what it was able to be. So don't forget to do that. Next week, our speaker is Patrick Cobain from the Jacksonville Aviation Authority. And as we end our meeting, please join me in the Rotary motto: service above self, one profits most to serve the best. See you next week.